Ladies and gentlemen, huge day, especially with the Supreme Court and former President Donald Trump. He's doing a lot better than media will admit. We'll talk about that. We'll also talk about the unsealed documents from Mar-A-Lago. Oh my God. And we'll talk about a major L, huge loss for Biden's administration. OPEC is cutting oil production. $2 million a barrel. Really interesting. They're not talking about the Green New Deal. I wonder why. They're begging for fossil fuels. We'll talk about that. It's the typical Democratic Party playbook. Hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen, right now. We are less than 900 subs away from 200,000 subscribers. Watch the short on this channel. It's President Obama clearing Donald Trump. It's his words, not mine. It's President Obama's words. And it's my latest short on this channel. Go to the homepage, watch the short. He speaks, and I'm not making anything up. You can listen for yourself. To my super chat, I cannot do this without you, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to support my live streams, you want to talk about the Supreme Court, OPEC, the fact we're going to have butter shortages, inflation, the fact that Senate contests are tightening. We now have also, unfortunately, $31 trillion in debt. And so everything that we've been talking about on this channel, it's pretty spot on. Oh, by the way, in addition to the stock market crash that I told everyone would take place, and we're seeing that now, guess who's running again? Yes, guess who's running again? In 2024, it's Madam Secretary. She's running. Yay! This is my little spray can for any mosquitoes around me. So if you see me, I think a mosquito just bit me in my leg. But anyway, hit subscribe, ladies and gentlemen, to my super chat. Thank you. I can't thank you enough. Let's get started. Clarence Thomas could give Trump a major win without a Supreme Court vote. That's because he is responsible for the geographic location of where he's responsible for the latest legal battle pertaining to the DOJ and Donald Trump. So here, legal experts say conservative Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas has unilateral authority to restore an outside reviewer's authority to review and potentially withhold 100 documents found at Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate from evidence in an ongoing inquiry into whether the former president illegally removed classified materials from the White House. Really quickly, this is all public relations. We know this. If you watch the shorts on this channel, we know this is purely public relations. This has nothing to do with national security. They know Trump removed the excuse me. They know Donald Trump removed the documents. Number one, they don't need to investigate whether he removed classified data or top secret data. He did. It's removed. It has already been removed. They're now saying he packed the boxes himself. It has already, the boxes and the data and the classified material have already been removed from the Oval Office. They now reside, or they did reside for about 2 years at Mar-a-Lago. They already know that. They already know this. This is not, there's no reason to investigate anything. Okay? They are trying to find a crime. Watergate was a break-in. That is a felony. When a crime is committed, you then investigate who the perpetrators are. You don't investigate whether or not a crime has taken place. Okay? You investigate who committed a crime. So there's first a crime. Then there's an investigation pertaining to who committed the crime. All right? And so they already know that Trump had those documents. The reason they're not doing anything and the reason they can't really indict him at all, they could possibly indict him in the future just to be petulant and malicious and to go after their direct political rivals. But the reason that they can't indict or convict Trump, definitely can't convict him, is that he's a former president and the Supreme Court has already ruled in one landmark decision that the Constitution states, as commander-in-chief, as president of the United States of America, he has the right to unilaterally declassify or classify anything. And by the way, when the Washington Post stated that he gave classified data to an ambassador, he has every right to declassify anything he'd like in the in the process of a negotiation or diplomacy or whatever. Any diplomatic engagement, everything that's stated is already classified. Okay, everything that President Obama or Reagan or Trump or anyone else, anything that that world leaders talk about with a president is already classified. So when the Washington Post said, "Oh yeah," or the New York Times said, "Oh, he gave classified data to the ambassador," that's for him to decide as president. That's for him to decide as president what is classified and what isn't. He has that power. That's why they can't indict him. That's why they can't indict him. And so what's taking place right now is there's 100 classified documents that they're trying to say is, the basis for any potential indictment. The funny thing is, you have Clarence Thomas telling the Department of Justice, hey, you have until next week to file all the reasons you need to keep those 100 documents. So here, in a legal brief filed with the United States Court on Tuesday, Trump's attorneys requested the court, specifically Thomas, reconsider a prior ruling granting an appeal by the Justice Department to exempt more than 100 documents marked as classified from review by the designated special master Raymond Dearie. Well, why would the Justice Department not want classified documents being reviewed by a special master? Very likely, the Bureau or the DOJ is up to no good. Okay? First of all, they already reviewed the 100 documents. They already reviewed the 100 documents. It's been since August. It's like that meme, it's been 84 years. It's been since August. They've already reviewed the documents. There's nothing left to review. They already know what the documents entail. They already know what the documents will entail. They already know what the documents entail. They already know this. They can indict Trump tomorrow if he had actually committed a crime. He didn't. They need a boost because we have a butter shortage. Okay? If nuclear annihilation isn't enough for you, and a recession and oil prices going way up because OPEC just cut production by 2 million barrels a day. Okay, if that's not enough for you, there's a butter shortage. And the Senate contests are tightening. All the Senate contests. Okay, all the Senate contests are tightening. So Clarence Thomas can actually force the DOJ to give those 100 documents to the special master. Once that happens, the investigation into Trump's mishandling of classified data is pretty much done. It's not like Clinton, who transferred top secret and special access program intelligence onto servers running outside of the United States government. And by the way, guess who's running again? That's right, Madam Secretary. I'll be right about that eventually. And you wait. There's going to be about 1 or 2 or 3 H.A. Goodmans on the left. I'm no longer on the left, thank God. But they're finally going to grow a spine because it'll be cool to say, no, I'm not voting for Hillary. Remember what I tell you. I'm calling this. Okay, in 2016, I said, nah, I'm not voting for Clinton. And oh my God, I got hit pieces. Oh my God, a couple people just obsessed over me. A couple, very relevant people, very intelligent, very wonderful, quote unquote, journalists. Not really, actually, but basically only one, really. But a couple of publications wrote these hit pieces only because I said, yeah, I'm not voting for Clinton. And I just can't wait to see the fake and phony political or moral stand a left-leaning YouTuber takes when it's cool, when it's accepted to not vote for Madam Secretary. They will become H.A. Goodman. They will become me. I don't usually speak in the third person, but they will become another version of me. And they will have done so, they will have evolved towards my political philosophy only because it benefits them. Monetarily or in terms of groupthink. They can paint a picture of themselves in 2024 saying, no, I'm not voting for Clinton, as somebody who's just a good Democrat who's so loyal but just has had enough. Whereas in 2016, I said, nah, I'm not going to do that. And everyone was saying, oh my God, why you're helping Trump? And then Trump, we had record low poverty. And you have an article in Axios today on 2021 numbers saying, oh yes, childhood poverty is at an all-time low. They were giving stimulus payments. You were giving government checks in an economy that was barely functioning. That you can't always pump money into a system because you're going to increase inflation. And we have inflation now, and now poverty is worse for every demographic. And we had a record low in poverty under Trump in 2019. Right here. It's 14.7% in 2022. And that was in June. It's gotten worse. That's according to Columbia University Center on Poverty and Social Policy. So, but this is all not, Democrats don't care about poverty. They care about obsessing over Trump so people will believe that he is an existential menace. Like, this is what I don't understand. Like, Bill Maher, for example, very intelligent man, doesn't seem to get that most of the political chaos, you can draw a T-chart. You can look at the political chaos, property damage, lives lost, mayhem from the left and from conservatives. What side has the most property damage, the most lives lost, 14,000 arrests just in one summer? And I agree with why people demonstrated. Okay, I do agree with why people demonstrated, but it's no cause is worth $2 billion in property damage, 19 lives lost, 14,000 arrests. Those weren't Trumpers. How does Bill Maher think that the political chaos and mayhem is all Trump and he's just not going to let go of, he needs the presidency? Trump doesn't need political power the way Democrats do. He was already a billionaire. He's a former president who sees what's taking place in the country. I mean, we have not only a recession, we are on the brink of a 2008 financial collapse, and we're also facing nuclear confrontation and possible annihilation in Europe. What part of Biden's presidency, aside from him not being Trump, is good to Democrats or to Bill Maher? And Bill Maher says, oh yeah, he's a menace to democracy. Democracy has nothing to do with what anyone thinks or says. It has nothing to do with that. You don't have to accept, just like Democrats didn't accept. Trump doesn't have to accept anything for democracy to flourish. Just like Democrats never believed that Trump was legitimate, ever. Not one day. And so the thing is, like, nobody intelligent ever calls out Bill Maher. Like, he doesn't really have guests that actually debate him. Like if he like, what would he say to a rebuttal that entails, hey, you know what? Was it Trump supporters that set a building in flames where the CNN journalist said fiery but mostly peaceful? I mean, it's unbelievable. You've seen, if Fox News said fiery but mostly peaceful and you had a bunch of Trump supporting demonstrators, all over the place. There was even a defense, a book in defense of the criminal behavior that many demonstrators were accused of. Okay? Just for the algorithm, I'll be diplomatic. But it's unbelievable. Like, it's like these people live in their own world. I mean, Bill Maher's an intelligent man, but it's like he lives in his own world. He doesn't see reality for what it is. You could draw a T-chart. The chaos and mayhem, property damage, lives lost, arrests on the left, and do so for conservatives. There's no comparison. There's no comparison at all. And you have, the Trump filing is a predictable attempt to derail the ongoing DOJ investigation. Says a professor, it's interesting too, like, most of the academia finds Trump to be this otherworldly monster, and they attribute only apolitical, nonpartisan, altruistic motives to the DOJ and the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the Democratic Party. It's interesting how you have Democrats cheating Bernie Sanders. Yes, you heard it here. You heard that here again. You have Democrats cheating Bernie Sanders, and they're pontificating about democracy 6 years later. Actually, in Iowa 2 years ago, he was cheated also. I mean, it's like people who despise Trump live in a bubble, like this vacuum, this idealistic alternate reality where Trump is to blame for everything, and the DOJ and the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and Peter Strzok and Comey and McCabe and Clapper and Brennan and Debbie Wasserman Schultz and Hillary Clinton, they're all just apolitical actors. They're just trying to do what's best for the country. They don't see that Trump is like a political obstacle to them, so then they've repackaged that and marketed Trump as a menace to democracy. But they've redefined democracy as the Democratic Party. Rooster, thank you. Hello, everyone. Thank you again. Eric, everybody here. Hello, Tammy. Hi, Caroline. Hello. Like, they don't understand. People don't get that there's a concerted effort by all of media. Why is it that, like, 6-7 years ago, Rolling Stone didn't care about the Republican nominee? Rolling Stone didn't run 8-9 years ago. Vanity Fair, Esquire, they didn't really focus on politics. None of these, like, People Magazine or Teen Vogue or whatever. I mean, it's like, you have a concerted effort by not just the Washington Post and New York Times. It's, like, unbelievable. It is unbelievable. It is completely unbelievable. And you have a situation where people don't realize that, like, you have this, like, a professor, it's a criminal investigation. Well, what are they investigating? They already have everything. They already have everything they need. The investigation is a political stunt to keep media coverage going on. One day, Trump will be indicted. One day. You just wait. You just wait. However, Thomas here, so we'll just go on. However, Thomas was a longstanding legacy of activist opinions. Oh, really? And liberal justices don't. CMW. Yes. Will House Repubs have hold impeachment hearings in 2020? Yes. CMW, thank you. To my super chat, thank you. I can't do this without you. CMW, thank you. Yes, absolutely, 100%. 100%. They don't even have to wait. They can impeach him immediately. You already have the emails. See, you don't even need proceedings, and you don't need like all of these investigations. You have the emails, you have Tony Bublinsky, you have the money trail, you have 150 suspicious financial transactions. What's there to investigate? You already have incriminating emails saying how can you use your influence on the company's behalf. You can push to depose Mashed Potato Brains Joe. Why not? The crimes are there. You go, well, there's no crimes. Well, you haven't proven anything. It's like, well, there are emails literally asking Hunter for his help. Kim McGuire! What's up, Bubba? Feeling the energy lately? Ready for some action? Kim, thank you! Thank you, Kim. CMW, thank you. We're going to have a lot of action. Durham probe, trial next week, midterms November 8th. I don't like to dwell on the misfortune of others. I'm talking about the woman whose life he accidentally ended. But Alec Baldwin will very likely face some kind of charge in New Mexico. He just settled with the family. I think the settlement took place because, criminal charges are almost certainly coming. So that is a big story coming up. It's unfortunate because it's a woman who should be alive today. But we'll get to that when those charges take place. Kim, thank you so very much, Kim. So kind of you. So awesome of you. Thank you. CMW, as always, thank you. To my super chat, I can't do this without you, everybody. So, Thomas, with a long-standing legacy of activist opinions on the bench, could potentially make the decision for himself, possibly handing Trump a significant win and further challenging the already tenuous credibility of the nation's heart. Tenuous credibility. Tenuous credibility, meaning Dobbs, meaning anything that Democrats don't like. See, they love democracy when it suits their political goals. When democracy doesn't suit their political goals, then they don't like it. When democracy doesn't suit their political objectives, suddenly no good. Democracy bad. Democracy bad when you have when Trump doesn't agree with us and doesn't acknowledge the sanctity of our victory. It's democracy. I mean, how can democracy exist if Trump doesn't agree that Mashed Potato Brains is the best? I don't know how it can ever exist. That's their mentality on everything. Nuna, hello. Hi, Caroline, hello. It's like they demand unwavering allegiance all the time. Democrats do, to their sensibilities. We couldn't talk about things right before 2 years ago, before Trump versus Biden. We couldn't talk about. We can't talk about lots of things. There's like a list of things that we can't talk about, that I can't even list them because we can't talk about them. There's about 6 or 7 that are just forbidden. This is the country that we live in now. And I mean, it's like Clarence Thomas, if he gives Trump a legal victory, complete legal victory, eventually he probably will, it's Thomas's decision to refer the application to the Supreme Court. See, a liberal justice wouldn't even have referred it to the Supreme Court. This is a significant advantage to Trump because it's a conservative Supreme Court. Because Thomas is considered by many the most conservative justice on the court and the justice who will have to review Trump's request most favorably. So he has a huge victory. Under the federal law, each court of appeals is assigned to one Supreme Court justice who handles certain types of emergency requests. Currently, the case against Trump is being contemplated within the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals, which covers the state of Florida. And Justice Thomas, a key ally of the president, just happens to be the Supreme Court justice responsible for the 11th Circuit. Wah, wah, wah. Sorry, Democrats. Sorry, Democrats. Trump, the Orange Road Runner, has made you fall off a cliff yet again. Wah, wah, wah. And so it's like you have a situation where they're trying desperately to get Trump out, like to kick Trump off out of 2024. I think he should run. I mean, he will run. I think that he should announce. He should just simply announce. I think that he probably wants to wait until after midterms. He doesn't want midterms to be dominated by, Trump running. We need to offset Trump and his great economy and his fantastic foreign policy where we didn't have invasions. Oh my God. So he probably did the right thing by not announcing. He'll probably announce like right after Republicans get the House and almost certainly the Senate. I mean, if they don't get the Senate, that's an embarrassment for the country. Not for the Republican Party, for the country. You have everyone from Jimmy Kimmel to social media algorithms propping up the Democratic Party. Democrats don't win because their policies work. We have a recession with an invasion in Europe because of Democratic foreign policy, because of Democratic economic policy. Okay, these people pontificate about morality and cruelty. You couldn't find a more cruel political party. Look how many people are losing their lives. More people have lost their lives under the administration of this wonderful administration, mashed potato brains, than trying to cross into the country. More people have lost their lives in very horrific manner than during Trump's time. But you don't hear that. And the same people who cared about a policy that I disagreed with too, I think it was a terrible policy, he reversed that immediately after there was uproar, Trump. But there shouldn't have been that policy. But this is people losing their lives in 25, 50 people losing their lives in trucks. Where is AOC's picture looking at a truck? She just had a picture looking at a chain link fence. I mean, it's like you couldn't even. It's so obvious the public relations propaganda racket. Democrats pull on the heartstrings, not of the average person, of other Democrats. It's like this circle, and they just do the same things in a circle. And they just tell each other how that they're so wonderful and so moral and just, and poverty increases, homelessness and crime increase, inflation, there's food shortages, okay, better stock up on butter, or margarine, I guess. I guess you could buy margarine. I can't believe it's not butter or whatever. And then you'll get MSNBC. Dun 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 dun. Thankfully, there's finally a butter shortage. People can get to work on losing weight, and you don't need all that cholesterol. We spoke to this professor, and we said, you know what? Who needs butter anyway? It's actually a really good thing that we don't have butter. Because with Trump, we did have we had food. And there weren't any food shortages, and people were overweight. So now people can get back to actually losing weight because there's a shortage of food. I mean, if a famine, God forbid, hit the country, they'd be like, oh, famine, no good. But you know what? that Thanksgiving diet, or that, people in New Year's resolutions, I mean, look, it's a lot easier now. Because there's a famine. Think of the bright side. At least Trump isn't tweeting. So that's the world we live in. That is the world that we live in, ladies and gentlemen. That's the economic and political reality that we live in. We are at risk of food shortages here. Butter shortage. Prepare. Dun 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 for the butter. Prepare for the butter shortage. Kim, CMW. There's a butter shortage. Brace yourself for the bad news. It looks like we might be heading for a butter shortage. I mean, if that happened under Trump, it'd be like, Trump, he's eating all of America's butter. It's going on to his big fat behind. Trump, we used to have butter, now we don't. Trump, democracy. You voted for Trump and now you don't have butter. That's how Democrats would react. They're so petulant and malicious. 2 years ago, they would do that same thing. You didn't do this, and now you're suffering. And then we found out the truth behind all of that. So it's like... It's like you have a situation where we're facing a butter shortage, and OPEC gave mashed potato the gigantic middle finger, which is kind of hilarious because he was like, climate change, man. Climate change, man. Come on now, man. Climate change. Now we have OPEC to cut oil production by 2 million barrels per day to shore up prices. And defying U.S. pressure. Why would they not want to make more money? We're going to battle with U.S. oil and gas companies. This is the worst environment for oil and gas ever. And then the White House says, oh, well, there's historic margins. Yeah, the margins are historic because they don't even know if they're going to be in existence 20 years from now. They want to decarbonize the entire planet. So you want to decarbonize, then you want what? That you don't want oil and gas corporations to make sure they can exist. Obviously, they're gonna have higher profit margins if you're telling them that you want to do away with the entire industry and you're making it more difficult for them to operate. What do you think's going to happen? If you said 20 years from now, no Apple cell phones, no Apple phones will be available. You think Apple's going to be decrease in price or increase in price? They're going to increase in price and say, look, you know what? We have to, make sure that this company exists. So it's just basic economics. But here, OPEC to cut oil production by 2 million barrels per day. OPEC and non-OPEC partners on Wednesday agreed to impose deep output cuts, seeking to spur a recovery in oil prices despite U.S. pressure to pump more. Why are we pumping more? I thought that the climate emergency is here. Why do we want OPEC to pump more? Don't we know that, didn't somebody say, how dare you? So it's like you have the biggest hypocrites on the planet. The biggest hypocrites on the planet. Can I just tell you my legs are getting eaten up? My God. I have this little bottle spray of water. My legs are getting eaten up. Oh, my Lord. And I saw that flying, and I wanted to get him, but he was right on the computer. I'm like, I don't want to spray the computer. I should have just sprayed the whole computer. Whew. All right. Anyway, yeah. Sandra, thank you, Eric. I don't know if the lizards would the lizards help with mosquitoes, though. I don't think they'd help with mosquitoes. Hi, Caroline. Yeah, I just don't want to put any. Is that stuff like you put stuff on? I just don't want to put any stuff on my body. Yeah, where my studio has mosquitoes. Crude prices have fallen to roughly $80 per barrel from more than $120 in early June. So oil prices are going to go up, which means inflation's going to go up, which means they're going to either try to increase oil interest rates, or who knows what they're going to do. They're all over the place. The economy is in such turmoil now. Fraz, thank you. The economy is in such turmoil now, there's really no telling. Platinum, thank you. CMW Kim, thank you again. Very, very kind of you. To my super chat, thank you so much. So, you have Clarence Thomas, who could side with Trump and say, yeah, you know what? Those 100 classified documents, they're going to the special master. Sorry. Then you have what the FBI took from Trump according to an accidentally unsealed list. Gosh, it was just accidentally unsealed. God. Funny how that works. Let's see if it helps the Democratic Party. It probably doesn't, actually, but they probably think it does for some reason. The legal system is very careful about keeping secrets. Really? What it is society should be secret and it can facilitate understanding. Really? But sometimes mistakes are made. Oh, gee. And things that should be in the first category, secret, ended up in the second. This is hilarious. The legal system is very careful about keeping secret what it has decided should be secret, and making public what it can to facilitate understanding of what's transpired. But sometimes mistakes are made, and the things that should be in the first category, secret, end up in the second. What? This is the best. This is even worse than the way I speak. The legal system is very careful about keeping secret what it has decided should be secret, and making public what it can facilitate understanding of what it can to facilitate understanding of what's transpired. But sometimes mistakes are made, and things that should be in the first category, secret, end up in the second. How does that happen? Let's see how that happens. This week, a document related to the ongoing legal battle between former President Donald Trump and the federal government was made public in exactly that way. A complete mistake, coincidence, accident. The document, a detailed list of Mar-A-Lago material seized by the Federal Bureau of Investigation when it was searched, is marked with a bright red sealed stamp. But for the brief moment, it was published publicly. What? No way! What an accident! Maybe we should free Julian Assange. Oh, no, okay. That's only certain publications. Angela! Rub garlic on yourself. I need to. Lavender Girl, yes. I should try that. Angela, thank you! I need to rub garlic on my legs. Keep the vampires away. Angela, thank you. I'll try to do that. Thank you. Thank you, Angela. Thank you so much. So the list includes 2 batches of documents, about 5 dozen in total. What's included are look, Julian Assange should be free. That's obvious. But the way this very corrupt system is like, well, it was accidentally released. God. People may understand. And then, he's viewed as a publisher. Everyone republished everything he published, but they didn't even get him on what he published. They got him on working with Chelsea Manning, just because that's how malicious the system is. But anyway, the list includes 2 batches of documents. And by the way, all of the publications that republished those emails should also, this can go on forever. What's included are about 520 pages of documents that the government believed should be screened for privilege by a special master assigned to the case. The government broke the documents into 2 groups. The first was Trump's 10 years president. So what's the point here? Like, this obviously wasn't an accident. Exhibit government records. It's all like politically. It's all information that could be politically harmful to Trump. They were sufficiently vaguely worded to prefer. Trump began 2019 with a government shutdown after he refused to sign a bill that didn't include money for his stupid wall. He shouldn't announce a state of emergency. It's also possible this is really the policy. Oh, gee, funny how that's coincidentally and very accidentally. We accidentally, it's a complete accident. What's this? All of Trump's policies we don't like and all of it's just there. How did that happen? Funny how things work. Generally, the government wants to, when they want to keep secrets, they do keep secrets, but sometimes a mistake is made. And that's what happened here. Congressional clemency for RN. Who's RN? Oh, look. Trump and somebody he let out of prison. Oh, look at that. Print an email between head baseball coach. Okay. So it's like, here, you have all of these like policies that he was trying to work on that are, of course, the antithesis of Democratic Party policies. And, oh, look at all these mean things Trump was trying to do. Look at all these, internal pardons. Oh, my God. Oh, why would they want to pardon? Because they're guilty. Printing emails. Okay. Lawsuits. This is all about medical records. Oh, yeah. Adam, hello. So, yeah, this is all like, gee, what a coincidence. All of this is all unsealed, and it all looks like fodder and future talking points for the Democratic Party to just focus on. God, that's so bizarre how this happened. It's accidentally unsealed. It wasn't leaked. Leaked is when you deliberately do something. It's accidentally unsealed. That's the way it works. This is how they do things. Like, you come home with lipstick on your collar, and your wife says, "What's that lipstick on your collar?" And then you say, that was a coincidence, an accident. You see, Mary had eaten ribs at the company barbecue. And I had to give mouth-to-mouth resuscitation because I had to do the Heimlich maneuver, but then it didn't work. So then I had to give mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. And then the lipstick was on my collar. You mean it was an accident? Yeah. Oh, okay. Here's a Washington Post article. They accidentally leaked, accidentally published all of these potentially politically damaging things about Trump. It was an accident, though. Oh, okay. No problem at all. That's how they roll. That's how they do things. Hi, Caroline. Hello. So, here you have top economist Steve Hanke says the Fed is on a fast track to cause a terrible recession. Senate contests are tightening, by the way. Blake Masters. Blake Masters and Kelly, there's one poll recently that showed Kelly leads Masters by 3 points. he was up by like 11. Okay? That's huge. That's huge. And then the whole thing with Herschel Walker, like, I don't think that's going to be that big. I mean, I don't know if Warnock has led the most, like, wonderful life. He was accused of, some kind of financial issues. I forgot exactly what, a couple weeks back. So here, Senator Mark has a 3-point lead over Republican challenger. So it's like, that is huge. That is huge. I mean, you're going to have a situation, ladies and gentlemen, where the 1,500 points up in 2 days, that's going to come crashing down. But the way it's going to come crashing down in the Dow is not good. It won't be like crashing in a good way. It'll be crashing like, oh, hedge funds now have margin calls, just like the pension funds in the UK. I wrote about margin calls. So, what's this? Privilege Mar-a-Lago tranche. Include Trump legal docs. Discussion on pardons. Here we go. An inadvertently shared log. It was so inadvertent. It was reported by Bloomberg. Gee. Who? Oh, Michael Bloomberg owns Bloomberg. Oh, that's right. That's so accidental. Pardons, emails, legal bills. In an accidentally published, purely accidentally, without any deliberate or forethought or knowledge, accident, definitely not leak. Why would that happen? Definitely not leak. Accident, purely accidental. Trump pardons. There's a pardon? Who wants a pardon? People who are guilty of crimes. Trump crime. Pardon crime. Trump. Investigation DOJ. Trump. Criminal. Vote Dem. Midterms. Funny how August is just a couple of months from November. September, October, November. Curious, the timing of the Mar-a-Lago raid. They waited 2 years for that. Wow. Everything is a coincidence, except it actually isn't. You'd have to be a bumbling buffoon to think that it was. But, I mean, it's just kind of funny, too, because you have people who truly believe, like, they truly believe it works so well. Like, they truly believe that the American political establishment is really out for the truth. Freebird, hello. Like, they really care about the truth. Angela, thank you. Kim, CMW, thank you. They really believe that the American political establishment is truly just, out for the truth. Nothing but the truth, you know. We have a climate emergency, but you know what? We're really upset now that OPEC, we want to decarbonize and do away with fossil fuels in 20 years. Oh, no. This is CNN. Inside the White House's failed effort to dissuade OPEC from cutting production to avoid a total disaster. Vote Democrat. Trump, democracy, bad for democracy. Trump is bad for democracy. What's this? Inside the White House's failed effort to dissuade OPEC. Why would OPEC listen to mashed potato brains Joe on anything? Yeah, man, listen, man. Come on now. Come on, man. You better not cut that production, man. Come on, man. We're going to decarbonize the planet, man. Climate emergency, man. Come on, cornflakes and corn pop wouldn't be happy with you if you cut production, man. Come on now. You know the deal, man. OPEC, man. You know the deal, OPEC, man. Come on. The MAGA Republicans are at fault here. MAGA Republican. MAGA Republican. Why would they listen to him on anything? As it is, nobody here does. Everyone, like, even Democrats are like, at least he's alive, thank God. Anyone's better than Trump. Biden is the embodiment of anyone's better than Trump. Slurring speech, shaking hands with ghosts, asking if a deceased colleague is here. Hey, is Abe Lincoln here? Hey, where's Honest Abe? Honest Abe? No? What happened? Come on, man. What happened to Honest Abe, man? It's like everyone knows what's going on. Fist bump, man. Sir Felix. Fist bump, man. Come on, man. So let's read this here. The Biden administration launched a full-scale pressure campaign. What's the pressure campaign? Hey, we really need this. You can't do this to us. We need this or else we'll lose the Senate. Ah! Is that the pressure campaign? But that effort appears to have failed following Wednesday's crucial meeting of OPEC, an international cartel of oil producers. As expected, announced a significant cut to output in an effort to raise oil prices. That in turn will likely cause U.S. gasoline prices to rise. Gee, you think? At a precarious time. Just 5 weeks before midterms. It's okay. Love trucks! How to avoid disaster. How to avoid disaster, Joe, by OPEC. Exactly. Exactly. We will. Sweet Sketch 3, we will. There's going to be a party here, people. When I reach 200,000 subs, oh my God, it'll be a party. I'm going to have to wait until there's like 200,050 or 60 subs. Because like if it's like 2,000, we're like, party! And it's like 200,001. And I party and I lose 15 subs and then it goes back to 199. So I'll wait till it's like 200,030 or 40 subs. Love Trucks, thank you. Thank you, Love Trucks. Thank you so much, CMW, Angela, and Kim. Thank you again. Why would they not want, and this will help you know who during the invasion. I mean, not only do you have Credit Suisse and the credit default swap issue, long-term bonds are at their highest yields since 2008. Government bonds, treasuries. I mean, we're on thin ice. We're skating on thin ice. We are skating on thin ice, ladies and gentlemen. And it's like, in any moment, a hedge fund could go under, take down a bank, and then take down the global economy. And that's not hyperbole either. I'm not being hyperbolic there. We're in a very, very difficult situation. Church of Infinite Knowledge, exactly. And they're all laughing at that, like, you know. I'm going to be very careful with this. There was a moment that the entire world overlooked. This was during Biden's campaign. He was on MSNBC. He made a hand gesture on MSNBC. And the female host just giggled and laughed. If it was Trump, they would have been like, oh my God, you were gesturing a certain physical maneuver that is linked to Jeffrey Toobin. Biden made a gesture with his hand, and he said, oh man, I shouldn't have done that. Hey man. And all you got was a giggle and a laugh. You didn't like it was like very suggestive. And he got away with it, just the way Democrats always do. Oh, all I did was we were talking about intercontinental ballistic missiles. We were in the Oval Office. And by golly, I didn't want to do anything wrong. So I needed a prop. So I used an anatomical prop. What do you want from me? What is? I didn't commit perjury. That Trump is a real menace to democracy. So, son of a World War II vet. Yes, that was old school, a long time ago. Yes. I can't do that now because they won't even allow the profanity alerts. Those were fun. So yeah, I mean, you have Clarence Thomas going to bat huge. I mean, and you need this. This is the thing. They won't like democracy anymore. They will absolutely not like democracy. They will despise democracy when that happens. They really will not like democracy. Anatya, thank you. Anatya, I hope all is well. Thank you so very much. Anatya, thank you. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, Anatya, CMW, Kim, everybody here, everyone here, please go ahead and check out Angela, please go ahead and check out my latest short. You will love it. Joel Valdez! Mashed potato brain pamper. Joel, you're awesome. Joel Valdez, mashed potato brain pamper leaks. If there were brain pampers, he'd use them. Brain huggies. That's funny. Joel Valdez, thank you so much. Oh my God. Joel Valdez, thank you so very, very much. To my super chat, thank you. Biden's name is, at least he's not Trump. That's what Biden's actually true name is. Joe Biden, in the Democratic language of dysfunction and moral relativism, is, at least he's not Trump. That's what this man could take a gigantic poop in his pants and they would say, you know what, Trump is worse. Trump did worse. He did it. You can see in this video. You can see it. And then they'll be like, we found a video. Dun 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 dun. We found a video where Trump actually did poop in his pants. And we've had scientists look into, actually, there was more poop in Trump's pants. You see? Everyone, vote for Democrats. They're better than Trump. Ah! Everything is relative. Joel, thank you. Everything is relative. Anatya, Joel, thank you. Timothy, thank you. Timothy Ross, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I need a cup of coffee now. Timothy, thank you. Thank you, Timothy. I hope all is well. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do 3 more minutes. And poverty is up. So we'll just leave it at that. Poverty is up. You go ahead, you look, and why are people voting? Why do people vote Democrat? Well, the main reason they vote Democrat is because they care about humanity, they care about the poor, the social safety nets. They would rather have poverty so that social safety nets can be utilized and reinforced than no poverty and less social safety nets. Or less poverty and people not relying on social safety nets. Leslie, thank you. Leslie Zion, thank you so very, very much. Joel Valdez, Trump does. Joel Valdez, thank you. Leslie, thank you. Joel Valdez, yes, right. You see, even when they're trying to say that he did, more in his pants than Joe, he still wins out. Joel Valdez, thank you. Joel Valdez, thank you. Leslie, thank you so very, very much. Greatly appreciated. Timothy, thank you. This is a really, it's not funny, because people are going to have to pay, I'm going to have to pay more on gas. As I beg for Super Chat, please save your money, ladies and gentlemen. As I beg for Super Chat. I mean, I did predict the stock market crash. By the way, when Hillary runs in 2024, I'm just going to wear this, I don't know, I'll wear a crown or something with a scepter and be like, I'm the second coming of Nostradamus. I don't know if he wore a crown and scepter, but I don't know. People say, you said 2020, you didn't say 20. I'm like, oh, no. I said she'll run every year. I'll eventually be right. If she doesn't run 2024, I'll take credit in 2028. Joel Valdez, Hillary's running again. She's going to run. Paul Bartlett! Thank you, Paul. Thank you. Paul Bartlett, my friend, I hope all is well. To my viewers in Australia, thank you. Paul Bartlett, Joel, Leslie, Timothy, thank you. Eric, thank you. Fried cash. Cold storage. I don't know exactly what that means, but it's funny. Cold storage for you and me. Yes. Cold storage. Fried cash. Hello. Leslie, thank you again. Caroline, that's right. I swear to God, there's no... I could do a segment on me, Fried Cash, Paul Bartlett, Caroline. I could do a segment of me staring at the wall. And that would get more views than a Durham Probe segment now. I mean, Sussman just is just the whole after. I mean, he was doing well. He got a lawyer to plead guilty. And my God, he was doing well. Every Durham Probe segment now, I'm like, hey, maybe people will like it. Nothing. They don't care. By the way, everybody, Fried Cash, everybody here, Paul Bartlett, Joel, everyone here, please watch my latest short. Please watch my latest short. It's President Obama clearing Donald Trump. And if you listen to President Obama's words, you will know exactly why Trump is not going to be indicted. And if he ever is, in a bizarre twist of fate, he won't be convicted. Exactly. McMullet, the Golden Moo-Moo. The Golden Moo-Moo is rising again. Please, God, please have Hillary run. I want to see all of the people who will just come out pretending to be me. I can tell you right now in the last 5-10 minutes of this, I already know the 1 million to 2 million to 3 million to 4 million sub channels that are going to come out and say, you know, I'm not voting for Hillary. And that's exactly what I did in 2016. But I did that when it wasn't popular. And they're gonna do that now. They're to make a name for themselves. And the second they do, I'm going to come out. This person pretends to be H.A. Goodman. I know it's petulant of me, but it has to happen. I'll be respectful, too. I will always abide by YouTube guidelines. There's nothing wrong with being the next H.A. Goodman. Nothing wrong. Because you're going to have a lot of A lot of names that are vote blue no matter who saying, oh, yeah, I've come to this moral decision. I'm not going to vote for Hillary. Gee, that's interesting. Who did that on the left a while back? Oh, that's right, man. And then I'm like, the next evolution, the next evolution is that you're going to vote for Trump. So, which is, when they say, like, when the left says there's a clear line between Bernie Sanders and Trump, yes, there definitely is. Because with Bernie Sanders, you want the things that he can't accomplish to have Trump accomplish. You want the things that Bernie Sanders promised that Trump actually delivered on. Poverty to record low. Real wages up. Great economy. Angela Goodwin. I will, but now I'm canning food when it rains. The snow is very low. Yes. How long, Angela, does the can? Well, I mean, just I guess the same as a regular can, right? I mean, what am I thinking of, Angela? I'm thinking of the jars. That's different from canning food, right? Angela, very smart. Excellent. I agree with you. I'm actually going to stock up on soup and other items. Hi, Caroline. Thank you. So, I mean, it's just basically, longer. Okay. How long, Eric, maybe you know this also, how long does, if you jar, like, those jars, you can kind of, like, they have the little compression thing, how long does that last? I guess that's for pickling. You could pickle things with that. I need to start with tomatoes. What's the easiest? Tomatoes, right? When I was little, my grandmother had little tomatoes. Mason jars, yeah. I need something easy. So tomatoes and what else? I need something easy that grows quick. Oh, fava beans. Fava beans with a nice Chianti. Radishes. Eric H526. My uncle and aunt had radishes, fresh radishes. Joel Valdez, dozen eggs, 5. Oh my God. Oh my God. Bacon is like $16 in some places in LA. Joel, bacon is $16 in some places. In Los Angeles. A dozen eggs, $5. Oh my God. Radishes. That was the best call, Eric. Radishes and tomatoes. What else besides radishes and tomatoes? Tell me. Give me some ideas, people. Potatoes. But it must be a while, though. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I will be back at around 8:39 p.m. Beats. I don't like beats, though. Florida Man Bear, hello. Carrots. Applesauce. Tammy, she's running. Rejoice. Rejoice, everyone. Hillary's running. I need to store fried cash. Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks so very, very much. God bless. Be here. Be here at 9 p.m. I'll be here at 9 p.m. I'm Florida Man Bear. Be here at 9 p.m., everybody. CMW Kim. Thank you so very, very, very much, everybody. Greatly appreciated. To my super chat, thank you so much. Joel, everybody here. Paul Bartlett, everyone here. Esmeralda, I will have to try that. Thank you. Okra, yes.